SimRacing podcast, and what a fantastic couple weeks have been for SimRacing. Once again, we can eat with good news from Rally. Yes, Rally is back, and Esport finally released a trailer and a little bit more than that, a new season on Iracing and much more, and nothing better than to start with the news. Rally fans, it's time to get excited because Rally is back, as I told you, and WRC 23 is set to be released on November the 3rd. But first, let's start by discussing the trailer. I think while I was hoping a little bit more for more gameplay details, I understand that EA Sports want to create some type of mystery and build anticipation and slowly try to release what we would expect. The switch from the Ego engine used by Codemaster to Unreal Engine 5 is very notable and a very big significant change. The visuals in the trailer are absolutely stunning. I know the trailer was released on 1080p and now we can see it in 4K, and it's a huge difference. I think the way that the gravel flies from the tires, the reflection on the cars, the snow effects are all top notch, and the track marks left by the cars are incredibly realistic. However, one thing I noticed is that despite the initial announcement, it seems that it's not a specific face associated with the game, as I was expecting to be Color Vampire to be featurely prominent, but the trailer suggests a little bit otherwise. I'm really pleased that they have moved away from the engine used on Dirty 5 by Codemaster and Esport. I think the evolution tech used on Dirty 5 wasn't very impressive, so the engine switch is a significant win. However, I will remain a little bit cautious optimist because E-Games has a history of making certain decisions that are not pleasure with us, but I'm putting my faith on Codemasters. One thing is for sure, the mistakes from Dirty 5 and F1 22 are in the past, and I have high hopes that what they done with F1 23, they can bring it to the WRC. Codemaster promised that every stage in the official WRC will be a challenge against the clock, the terrain and yourself. The game will feature a variety of stages, including asphalt, gravel and snow across 17 official FY Rally Championship locations from Monte Carlo to Portugal, covering a total over of 600 kilometers and 200 stages. In terms of car, the lineup is extensive. There will be 10 official WRC cars from WRC 1, WRC 2 and junior categories, and a whopping 68 rally cars in total from the 60 years of rally. Some of these have already been announced, including the Mini Cooper, which have left me a little bit skeptical and is not one of the most exciting choice for the rally. However, there is always room for surprises and improvements. But let's take a closer list of what already been announced and what really people from the inside of the game have to be told. In terms of WRC, for Puma Rally 1, Hyundai i20 and Toyota hybrid will be. WRC 2 going to be Citroën, C3 for Fiesta Rally 2, Hyundai i20, Skoda Fabia Rally 2, the RS Rally 2 from Skoda, and the Volkswagen Polo GT R5. From the Rally 2, a lot of people expected with Ford Fiesta R5, Peugeot 208 R5, Hyundai i20 R5, or the Toyota Rally 2. On Junior, we can see going to be a Ford Fiesta Rally 3 as normal, and Rally 4 going to have Ford Fiesta Rally 4 confirmed, and people talk about the Opel Corsa Rally 4, Peugeot 28 or the Renault Clio. Going to be two rally cars from 2017 to 2021 with people talking about the Fiesta, Hyundai Citroën, C3 or the Yaris. In terms of the 97 2011, already know the Citroën Shara will be, the Mini Countryman will be, and the Subaru Impreza 98. People talk about the Citroën C4, be confirmed, the Focus RS 2001, the Focus 2007, the Fiesta 2011, the Peugeot 206, Skoda Fabia 205, Citroën to the S311 and Subaru Impreza of 2001 and 2008. On the Nr4 R4 Subaru WRC STI Nr4 will be confirmed for sure, and like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X. What is confirmed is the McRae R4. We're gonna have the return of the S2000s, so you are expecting the Fiat Grande Punto. That is one of the confirms, about the Peugeot 207, and after people talk about or the Fiesta S2000, the Mini or the Skoda Fabia. In terms of the 16 under, pretty much what people expecting is the Renault Clio, Opel Corsa, Citroën C2, Suzuki Swift and Peugeot 206. On the kit car is going to be 6-1 available. We think that the 4 that are present on the Dirty 2 or Dirty Rally 2 will be present on the game, and that's going to be a Peugeot 206 Maxi, Seat Ibiza kit car, Volkswagen Golf and the Renault Clio Maxi 1 coming. Of course, Group A will be easy to know: Escort, Lancia Delta, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6, Subaru Impreza 95 and Subaru Legacy RX. In terms of the rest of the classic cars, nothing big is expecting or big difference are expecting. A pair of H2, we are talking about the Opel Kadett C GT3E, that is going to be the Talbot Sunbeam Lotus, the Hillman Avenger, and probably the Vauxhall Nova will be part of this new generation of cars. And of course the builder cars that's going to be a WRC, WRC2 or a Junior WRC. I think in all of the lists, some of the cars I would like to see is a little bit more of Toyota as a Corolla or the Celica 92 GT4. I think there was big part of the games, even WRC, but never part of the games with Codemaster. So I don't know if it's part of agreement or not. Of course, I would like to see a little bit more of the Peugeot 307 in this red livery. I think it will be a car that will be nice to see. More of the evolutions, probably another Peugeot 504, Citroën Saxo kit car probably will be one of them. Seat Cordoba or even Hyundai Accent would be great cars to add to the game. As I would like to see a little bit probably the return of the Pikes Peaks add to the series. As this is official WRC game, it would be a little bit difficult. As is always known, Esport is known by the game modes, and that's something that's gonna be new. And for this time, you're gonna have the builder mode. As the name suggests, the builder mode will allow you to create your own dream rally car, but don't expect to be able to tie all the parts of the car in terms of modifications. You can select the chassis, body shells, NFE, or other important mechanical parts. Another mode available is the 32-player cross-platform multiplayer, and you can race with your own friends or with other drivers in the community. Behind these two editions you will have the career, championship, time trial, regular rally and a few others. We don't have, or we are expecting a brief information on these modes, but they should be fairly similar from already what we see on Codemasters. Iracing bring exciting news to the game with the approach of the Season 4 and a lot of good things coming to that. Joining the BMW M Hybrid V8 and the Cadillac V Series R, the Porsche 963 make his racing debut with cooperation with the Penske team, and the Acura RX-06 of the WRT with 130 horsepower sit now too on Iracing and being the second prototype to come to this new season. While both cars are being built with the LMDH rule set, they are slight difference, the main one being the combustion engine. The Acura is powered by a twin-turbo V6, the Porsche has a V8, also of the twin-turbo variety. Sitting behind the driver, the mandatory hybrid system adds another layer to the racing cars, just like the BMW and the Cadillac. But however, the cars do not power out from the pits using their combustion engines, but rather they use the electric motors, so they then bump to the main engines as they exit the pit lane. That's far from what is being on real life, and iRacing will work on that part. Meanwhile, GT3 fans also have a piece of content to look forward to. The Ferrari 296 GT3 is coming in to replace the 488 GT3, while the car also adds to the IMS GTD field. Is the best known for his victory of the 2023 Nürburgring 24 Hours in hands of Earl Bamber, Nicky Kasberg, Felipe Fernandez Laser, David Peter for the Fricadelli Racing. But that don't stop. Vintage stock cars and oval series are coming with more stuff, with the 1987 Pontiac Grand Prix stock car to the NASCAR Legends series. Bumping up the car count to 4, the Pontiac joins the 4 Thunderbird, Chevrolet Monte Carlo and the Buckle Sabre all of the same year, leaving the Oldsmobile as the only manufacturer that is missing from the grid. And that don't stop. Refreshing the formal ladder is another priority for Iracing, and now they are collaborating with the FIA for official Formula 4 content. Of course, the F4 series was already available, but now is being rebranded to the official, including the Formula 4 name. And just a day before the update schedule release, Iracing also threw a late surprise and announced the release or the revival of the Super Formula series to the game. Probably don't know, Super Formula series was all known as a Japanese Formula 3 ender and is a popular Japanese single-seaters that's been providing ground not just for local talents but for upcoming stars from other parts as well. As you may know, Liam Neeson, Alex Palou, Eddie Irvine, General C and Johnny Herbert are one of them. In terms of new circuits, Kent County Short Track in California is added to the game with different layouts, a dirty one and an asphalt oval, and road racers may want to take a closer look to the circuit of Les Deux in France. Though it may not be particularly well known, the circuit features great elevation changes and the sweeping corners, making it tricky but ever engaging to drive. Instead of they bring any release, they will update Zandorf. As you know, Zandorf went to have extensive modernization to start being part of the Dutch Grand Prix in 2021, and now finally Iracing is bringing their version to the game. To finish the Season 4, car limits increase again after being stuck with limitations of 8 different car models for section for years. Iracing recently increased it to 9 and now take another massive step forward in the regard. Season 4 adds the possibility to have a dozen of different vehicle models on track in the same section, with multi-class events like Nürburgring 24 hours should be massive benefit for. Additionally, the update take offline racing to the next level, even more combinations once the update is rolled out. 8 car models include all the 5 of the newly released vehicles, and 18 new tracks layouts are now available for competition against the AI. For me, one of the best news is custom BOP coming to low fuel motorsport. LFM is coming with a BOP. Let's have a look. To ensure a level of playing field like we see on the GT World Challenge series, the system will involve power restrictions and addition of ballast. It may vary from track to another. Many leagues have successfully implemented adjustments of BOP in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Low fuel motorsport is now following suit by opening servers for anyone to complete odd laps. Players can participate using all tracks available on Assetto Corsa Competizione, contributing value data for the LFM to determine most effective BOP settings. These BOP settings will be for the Audi R8, Aston Martin V8, Bentley Continental 2018, BMW M4, Ferrari 296, Honda NSX, Lamborghini Huracan, McLaren, Mercedes and Porsche. As you may know, the cars as the Ferrari 488, BMW M6 and Nissan GTR, they will not suffer any BOP, so if you want to win, you know you don't want to be able to use them. All the fans of Le Mans, they know that Le Mans Ultimate is coming, and the game this time will feature the full calendar of the 2023 WEC of FIA World Endurance Championship, and with that we confirm the coming of the Algarve International Circuit, as you can see on the image, and of course the Fuji Speedway as part of the game based on R Factor 2 from the Studio 397. If you are a big fan of the 90s supercars, you're gonna be very happy with Ian Bell confirming that the Lister Storm will be part of the GTRevival and is the first official car confirmed to the game. We know already in the image that you're gonna have the Brazilian Interlagos circuit with some of the Group C machineries, and the GT3 Audi 3 will be part of the working in progress scenes, but until now nothing been confirmed, so the only car confirmed is the Cambridge supercar, the Lister Sport. In terms of more arcade games, Art of Rally Deluxe Edition is set for physical PS5 and Switch, releasing on this month. I think it's a game that already was released as an indie breakdown in 2020 on PC, Mac and Linux version, now follow from the Nintendo Switch. PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Xbox Series was just releasing on the following year, so now a physical deluxe edition is set to be unveiled, and I think it's quite funny to see that on the box bring a lot of good things, and you know, you can always throw classic cars around beautiful draw space as the Nr4 rally icons as a Metro 6 R4, Audi Quattro or the 4RS 2000 on this beautiful game. To stop talking about the news, nothing better to close with the Karting Superstar. The game is set to be on Steam soon and is fully updated from the previous version. I cannot wait to have it on the channel and put my hands on it. I think the game is quite beautiful, and frankly, like I keep saying, we need more of these arcade games. But now let's jump and talk about hardware, as we have a lot of things to discuss here. To start talking about hardware, Trustmaster is dropping a new, we can call it rally wheel, so we can see that is free from square off edges, as will be automatic, and is lock-to-lock steering required in rally cross or drifting disciplines. Additionally, you can see that it incorporates subtle hints of yellow, both as backdrop from the 4 rotary switches as the switches on the ring. This will feature a notably array of controls, including, from what you can see, 10 additional buttons, and what to be appear, some analog knobs for menu scrolling. Moving to the rear of the wheel, we found previous mentioned quick release system that is paired with the magnetic shifters, so I think the wheel will be adapted to work on the T818, and I was expecting to work with the previous ecosystem too. And this will add to already the expecting Ferrari 488 GT3 that might come too, and that was released, or I would say show us, during the Ferrari Esport stream, so we don't know if it's coming yet or not and when it will come. MVH, probably for the people that are know, is a studio that make wheels or add-ons to normal Logitech, but now they are releasing the Series 2, and mamma mia, this come full of good stuff. I already experienced firsthand, and let me tell you, I think it's a game changer. Mark, the CEO of the company, will join me as a guest on the podcast, and after I visited the shop, I can say that a lot of good things are coming with them. This GT3 or GT Series 3 is a standard product, a seamlessly bridge to the gap between various racing setups. You can start it on the Logitech G29 for Gran Turismo, compatible with Xbox or even with PC and PS5, so really good. They have a full telemetry support, and they effortlessly transiting from direct drive wheels like the Fanatec DD, SL, Monza and SimCube. On my part, I think this wheel gonna be groundbreaking innovation, featuring integrated telemetric display, 22 highlight responsive buttons, carbon fiber magnetic paddle shifters, and comprehensive and compatible across both console and PC platform. It offers multiple screen options, pages to enforce the display, or permitting data at the press of a button, and yes, is worth nothing that this wheel and display combination can be used from your Logitech, as I say, to the Fanatec, Monza, SimCube and much more. As I say, just stay tuned, because next week we're gonna have the Mark, the major folk from MVH, as your special guest on the podcast, where we will talk a little bit about what was the brand and what they're gonna do, so keep an eye. You might know that Fanatec new CSL Universe V2 have already come. I think over the past year we can see that already a lot of V2 versions have come from Fanatec, from the CSL Elite pedals, P1, F1 Esport wheels and much more, and now the Universal Hub V2 is here. As you can imagine, this new V2 Universal Hub boasts an array of push buttons, switches, a digital screen and a pair of shifter paddles. This means that even if you attack a third-party wheel rim or a basic wheel rim without electronics, you still have full control over your car during a race thanks to the building functionalities. You know that additional there are pre-drill holes designed to accommodate wheel rims, either a 3 times 50mm or a 6 for 7mm pattern. The new CSL V2 is available for purchase immediately and is priced exactly the same as original, $149 or euros. The price parity with the excellent considering the upgrades in cooperation with this hub, and for additional 50 you can also acquire a compatible steering wheel rim to pair with a Universal Hub V2. ESL R1 are back on the racings, and this time we saw two races. First one was on Monza. On the final, Sebastian Job once again take the win, and great job for him. I think Stinsky McCartney could be joined there, but I think the race was, after good race, and what we saw when Joe Elding to the parabolic to take the first round win on the fall season was amazing, and the return to Spa at the second race was really good. And what can happen again, Sebastian Job emerged as the top qualifier, and of course on the final of the race he was the guy to take it. Of course, while Beneke take the win on the road, he was later penalized by the stewards for the incident with Job. Some might argue that the penalty probably was harsh given the circumstances, but resulting in the most driver being demoted to the 8th place, and that bring, of course, Sebastian Job to the win. Next upcoming round is scheduled to take place in Hockenheimring on September 21st and 22nd. Of course, based on Sebastian Job's current form, I would be bold to predict that probably a hat-trick of wins will be on the series, and keep an eye because something is happening to the city. As you can see that we don't know what's going to be the future tracks, so I might be able to say that probably new tracks may be added to the Sport events. News or race championship new, Marco Pezic earned a place at the racing project in motorsport training section following his success in the race room. The grid placement was determined by a combination of total races time and quickest individual lap during the semi-final round. This resulted in the 2 race winners from the previous day starting on the front row, with Marco Pezic securing the pole position due to his short lap time comparing to Michael Romandizzi. The race came down to the final lap, I can say it, and with the top 3 drivers maintaining respectable positions, through Piatek defending the inside line in the Arpin, while Otto Viani attempted the cutback maneuver at the corner exit but was stopped by pursuing Romanidis. This disrupted the changing pack momentum, allowing Piatek to maintain his lead and secure the race win along with the Prodigy pass. Marco Piatek now joins Gustavo Ariel, Ken Allenburg, Lawrence Button, the recent addition David Dalton Jr. as the Prodigy pass holders another round using the R Factor 2 is currently open for qualifications ahead the racing later this month, with expectation of 2 additional draft picks in the future. To close the podcast, nothing better than bring free mods again available on my Patreon, so just click on the Patreon, you're going to be able to see it. I bring you the Kei Hayazama Toyota Supra JZ880 for Assetto Corsa mod. As you know, everyone is a big love of Supra, and the best way to test your Supra is nothing better than bring you by IOIN a free mode, the ILO Drag Strip Assetto Corsa mode. That is a great blast. We know many people will enjoy the alternative racing aside from the circuits and the free roam shortcuts, so this drag strip does not disappointing you. You know, everything will be available on my Patreon, so guys, just click on the link that you will see on YouTube if you are on YouTube, and remember, if you see it on audio, just click on the audio part and you will have a link there. They're gonna take you to my Patreon. For me, is everything. Next week we're gonna have MVH Studio Mark with us, so please guys, keep an eye on what you're doing and see you on the road.